Specifically, we're going to talk about tools to use in your workshop that work well with your Shopsmith machine. And the reason I want to talk about this is because there are a number of companies, very good companies, located right here in the United States that have been manufacturing tools as long, or some cases longer, than Shopsmith has. And they're still around today here in the United States, and they still manufacture all their tools here in the United States. Unlike Shopsmith, who is using a lot of parts and things from other countries, including China. And so I want to show you what some of those options are, things that you may want to consider looking at for tools to use in your workshop and use on your machine. So first I want to go straight to the Shopsmith website here. I'm going to put this on screen sharing, figure out how to do it. All right, so those of you who are watching, if you will go to full screen, then you'll be able to see more clearly the things that I'm going to show you here now. So I'm going to go here to full screen on mine, and that should be appearing in your whole screen now, the Shopsmith site. Let's see, go here, full screen over here, right here. No, not doing that. Put you back on. Okay, this one. Okay, so here is the Shopsmith website. And the reason I'm going here is I went on the About. So I want to show you what Shopsmith tells the public on the About screen about their company. And if you scroll down here, really, they talk about the history of the machine itself. They don't talk at all about the history of the company itself. They just talk about the machine itself and how it started at Magna America with the Mark V. And then they talk about the different headstocks that have evolved over the years. And they give you the opportunity to upgrade to the current one. So that's what they put on their About screen. But they don't put really any information on their About screen about the company itself. And I'm going to show you down here at the bottom of the screen. We click on, now it's hard to find. If you're looking for warranty information, it's really hard to find. But if you come down here to the bottom of the screen where it says Dream It, Build It, Share It, and it says Privacy Policy, Terms and Conditions, and then Warranty. If you click on Warranty, then you'll see what their warranty is.
I'm not seeing it.
And but it should be on your screen, what I have. So in any case, here we are. It says our gold medal fire protection plan is one of the best in the business, limited lifetime warranty. It says the mark is protected from defects in work materials or workmanship, not normal wear, based on factory inspection of the defective product and part. What that means is when they manufacture the product, if they made a mistake in the manufacturing, there was a defect in the manufacturing of the product itself, that was Shopsmith fault, and they will, as long as you're the original owner, they will take care of that for the life for the lifetime of the original owner. Is what they will do. What that means. So, but they're not going to cover things, the wear or those type of things. So, technical support for the first 12 months. They'll help you with a 15-minute consultation. After that, after 12 months, then you'll have to pay to get help from them. If during the first 90 days your headstock needs repair, they'll pay for the return shipping on that. But after that, you'll have to pay for the return shipping.
Okay, that paragraph is not showing it yet.
So then, so we come down here.
You got the first 12 months shipping,
Right.
But we don't have the other part.
So it'll probably get there eventually.
Okay.
Okay. So here we are. Come down below here for the warranty. So this left column here, marked with a Power Pro. Okay, the motor is covered for 36 months. So if while you're using it, something breaks, Okay, like the motor goes out or the trying to think what the power supply needs replacement. Okay, actually, so the first 36 months they'll take care of that. Electronics, bearings, and belts, they'll do it for the first 12 months, and any other thing for 12 months. That's for if you have the Power Pro headstock. If you have the conventional motor over here, they will do the motor for 24 months and the other items for 12 months. Okay, so those are things that wear out or break is what they're talking about on your machine as you're using it. But if so, that's totally different than a defect when they made it originally. That's a totally different thing. So to get service under this is for the original owner only. And I'm trying to find the paragraph in here that says that, because here it is. It's in the what isn't concluded paragraph. The very last sentence of that paragraph says, warranty applies only to original Shopsmith purchaser. Purchaser is responsible for shipping costs from the outside the U.S. or from Alaska and Hawaii. So what that means is if, for example, I recently saw a brand new Mark 7, still in the original carton. It had not been taken out. That somebody was selling for, I think, like $4,500, which is about $1,500 less than the current one. And I say good luck to that person trying to get that thing sold, because whoever buys it from him will have no warranty whatsoever on that machine. So anything that wears out on that machine, it'll be on that new buyer. So what this is affecting is resale value of those types of machines is drastically reduced because, for example, if a power supply goes out, that's going to cost you at least $600-700 to get that replaced if you have to pay for that yourself. And so that's just something to keep in mind if you're buying used equipment out there rather than buying the new directly from Shopsmith. Okay, so now we're going to go over to some other companies that I want to talk to you about. The first one thing I want to go over to is Forrest Quality Saw Blades and Arbors. This company has been around since before Shopsmith even started, 1946. And they are, so I've got them up on the screen now as I speak. And so if you'll notice here,
We don't have it yet.
that's okay. You don't need to tell me about that anymore, Doc. Okay. So first thing you see, it says family owned. Okay, so Forrest is still family owned. It says, in this age of impersonal corporations, we're pleased to say that Forrest Manufacturing is still family owned and operated. Because our name is on the products we sell, we insist that every blade and dado be made in the United States by skilled workers who share our commitment to quality. Equally important, we stand behind what we sell with a 30-day full refund guarantee. So Shopsmith is no longer a family-owned company. The Shopsmith Inc., which started in 1972, that was by John Randolph Folkerth. And then in 2009, when he died, his son, Robert Folkerth, owned the company. And then now in 2023, Nicholas Cups, he's the current CEO. He has controlling interest in it as far as shares, but he's not the sole owner of the company. There are other investors that are involved in the company. So that's how that is. So here with Forrest, they've been making excellent saw blades. So I mean, Shopsmith has very good saw blades. They really do have really good saw blades. But if you want to go a cut above what Shopsmith does, then I recommend you look at Forrest, and they will do the blades with the 1 1/4 inch arbor in for you if you would like them that way. They're more than willing to do that. I have one of their blades on my Shopsmith radial arm saws, which I just love. It's a great blade. So that's a company worth looking at. Also, in a recent video on doing dado sets on your machine, this is one of the companies I mentioned there. Their Dado King, which I'm going to click on here. Their Dado King. This particular dado set, Fine Woodworking, has recommended over the years this being just having no parallel as far as how clean it does on the cuts. And you notice you're going to pay more, but for the really high quality stuff, it's worth it. So this is the one I talked about in that video, the DK06244, and there's all of the chippers there have four teeth on it, and the outside here has, I think, 24 teeth on theirs, and you get a perfectly flat bottom on their dado sets. And if you cut it in melamine or in plywood, you're going to get no tear out whatsoever on theirs. And so that was the first company I wanted to talk to you about. Next one I want to talk to you about, which has been around for an awful long time, also is the W.L. Fuller Company. And they're located in Ohio, just as Shopsmith is. And so they've been around since the 1930s. And they're now fourth generation family owned business right here in the United States. And they still, everything's 100% USA made. And so I just want to show you some of the products that they offer. And over here, you can see on the screen here as I'm showing you, these are all excellent tools that would work great on your Shopsmith. Now, the ones that I really like that I have is here the drill sink combos. This set is just wonderful for doing your screw holes and your shank and your recesses and your countersink. It's just, they're excellent and they're just terrific. I've had my set for over 40 years and it still works great. So let's go back to the products here on here from Fuller. They got excellent drill sets. They got Bix bits, hole saws. I mean, they just have all kinds of great tools that just work great on your machine. So if you haven't looked at their products, I recommend you look at them. Okay, so the next company I want to talk about here is Whiteside Machine Company. Whiteside, that's a family-owned business. They were founded in 1970, and they've got a full machine shop. I'll just tell you, in the industry, there is nobody out there that makes router bits better than Whiteside. Whiteside, they're just amazing router bits. And I'll tell you, when you get one of the router bits, you better be careful when you handle it because you'll cut yourself if you're not careful. They're that sharp. And I really like their solid carbide router bits. Those are nice. They really, really are nice. And they have just a whole range of router bits. And if I go here, so here on product catalog, it tells you different categories. So they have spiral router bits, straight router bits, edge forming. Let's just go down to drilling and boring here. And so they've got we've got brad point drill bits. They've got all kinds of specialty drill bits that they can do, that they have for you. Carbide tipped hole saws. Let's see here. Let's go down to their saw blades. And I haven't tried their saw blades, but I know they offer excellent industrial quality saw blades. They're just really good. So if you want to look at, this is another good company to look at for getting accessories for your Shopsmith or for your wood shop. Okay, so the next one I want to look at is Woodpeckers. Woodpeckers started in 1988. They have their own manufacturing facility right here in the United States with their own CNC machines. I think Woodpeckers is probably one of the most innovative woodworking companies to come about in the last 25, 30 years. They are constantly coming out with new products that are just impeccably designed, extremely accurate, that the industry really embraces. And so I'm just going to go back to their main page here. And so they do have some really good router bits. They have some, I think what I really like is their measuring tools. The type of measuring tools, if I go to the measuring section here, they have just an enormous variety of measuring tools that really will save you time and really give you an increased accuracy. So I'll go through a few of them here. Let's go down here for rules. They've got just so many different types of rules. They've got one that you can use specifically for laying out mortises that's just nothing like anybody else makes. And everything they have is just impeccably designed. So I just recommend look at their site. A lot of their things are now being carried at Woodcraft, but you can also go to them and buy it straight from them. Okay, so that's it for the U.S.-based companies. I want to talk about two other companies that are based in Canada, which is North America. And first one here is called One Way. And for those, a lot of you probably are familiar with One Way. One Way Manufacturing, located in Canada. And because of their lathe machines, but the chucks, if you want to have some excellent chucks to use on your Shopsmith, look into the chucks that they have available for wood turning. They're just wonderful. Shopsmith used to sell their chucks, but they don't do that anymore. And the only ones that Shopsmith sells now is the trying to remember the name of it, the Talon chunk. Let me see if I can go to Shopsmith and see what it's called here. Talon. Nope, that's not it. It's a lathe chuck. Yes, the Nova. The Nova. But Nova now, their stuff's made in China now. It's not made in the United States. So that's why I don't talk about the Nova. I talk about the One Way because Nova is made in Canada, not China, like the Nova is. And the other company I want to mention to you is Jessam. If you haven't looked at Jessam, they're located in Canada. And let's find here their website here. Jessam here. Jessam, I'll just tell you, if you're ever going to upgrade from your Shopsmith to a router table, Jessam is they're like the Cadillac of router tables. I mean, there's nothing like them. They're just wonderful router tables, and I've got one on order. After 40 years of using a router table that I made myself from Woodsmith magazine, I'm finally going to go, and I'm looking forward to getting the Jessam router table with the router lift. So, okay, and then there are a couple other companies up in Canada. One is the ShearTac. Let me find that for you here. Head. ShearTac is located in Canada, and they make spiral cutter heads. So if you ever want to upgrade your planer, your Shopsmith planer, I highly recommend their spiral cutter head for the Shopsmith. They make one specifically for the Shopsmith planer. I did that up to mine, and I just love it. And so I think this is about it for the companies I wanted to talk to you about. But there's all kinds of options out there that are excellent options for you to get your accessories and things to use with your Shopsmith machine. You don't have to depend upon Shopsmith anymore to provide it on their website. You're going to find very little anymore of that type of stuff. Most of the things you'll find on Shopsmith are pertaining specifically just to their machines. So I think I'm going to stop sharing here. So we'll go back to just having me up on the screen. And so there's just me now. And so I'm looking here to see if there's any chat, and I don't see any. And I think so. We'll just end this live session right here. And so those of you who watch this later, I hope this is a benefit to you. And I enjoyed doing this for you. Have a great day. See you later. There we go. Good.